Yes.
This skill is called spell forging.
Features and traits?
Nope. It's you have to add it, I think, as an actual skill. Should be able to add it under that pane, like under perception and all that stuff.
Additional skills.
Skills.
Custom skills.
Gear.
Add custom
skills.
skill.
Oh, shit.
Edit.
Edit. Spell. God damn it.
Yeah, I do that every time. I know exactly what you did because I did the exact same thing. Spell forging.
Spell.
Is that correct?
2 words or 1 word?
Spell forging. It is 1 or 2 words. Doesn't really matter. However you want to spell it.
Put
How
a
are we
dash.
supposed to take that? Perfect. Dash.
In Xavier's sense, it pulls literally from charisma, wisdom, or strength, whichever is highest. And in Zeroji's sense, I know it doesn't matter because you're going to pull from int anyways, but it pulls from wisdom, int, or charisma.
Are we proficient?
You are proficient, yes.
Perfect.
Int. Okay,
That's
I
really
got
all
a
the
plus
information you need for
6.
that.
What is
I also have a +6.
the description?
It is something that can only be done with your brother.
Can only be done with fusion, huh?
And both of you must make your own separate rolls. And whatever you are trying to combine when you cast your spell must beat a cumulative total that is decided by the DM. Fate rolls can be used on this.
I'll let him keep that on his tab. I'm not going to add that into my information.
I'm just letting him know since it's a,
as long as I can
thing.
see it.
What this entails is that any 2 spells, one from Xavier's list and one from Zeroji's list, you two can attempt to combine as well, as long as you give me a good enough description of what you are trying to attempt with it. You can attempt to potentially spell forge it as a one-off spell, or you can work at it to potentially create another new spell for the both of you through various methods.
Could we
These
make
methods
a
might be short or
fireball
lengthy.
spell that heals people?
Burning lay on hands.
It unfortunately cannot channel off of lay on hands. It is only through the spell list.
Burning fire cure wounds.
Fiery wound.
Burning wounds.
Hello.
Whoa.
Hello.
You are a stranger. Haven't heard from you in a while.
Wait. Fireball cure wounds. Now hear me
Fireball
out.
cure. Oh no.
Yeah, but I don't have
That's
cure wounds.
Hey, you can
Well,
prep it. You just might not have it prepped.
I would say it would be more like a fireball spare the dying because you'll seal the wounds, but you ain't healing nobody.
So, Reaper, I just gave them the ability to fuse their spells together. Xavier and Zeroji.
That's a choice.
Do I have fireball yet? Did we hit level 4?
We hit
Next
level
level, I
4,
get
but
fireball.
you get fireball at 5.
Level 5.
If
Okay.
you two, and this is one more thing you need to write down. If you two want to use this in combat, one or the other of you must hold your action until it is the other person's turn to be able to combine spells. It takes an action on both parts. And then you have to know the intent of what you're trying to combine. I don't know, V, does that top that poison that you got?
That especially is when we get into higher levels. That could be pretty useful. Whereas the
So
poison, I only have 2 uses left.
you do only have 2 uses of the poison left, unless you can reverse engineer it.
Hmm.
As an artificer, you have that capability. And you just, you're potentially gaining a rogue today, depending on what you guys do. Although the rogue might just try killing you guys. I don't know. I don't really know Reaper's intent here, but we'll figure it out, right?
I'm sure we'll all get there together.
The way I
So-
made this guy, it could go either way.
When we last left off, you guys had successfully tinkered around with spell forging due to one of the friendly NPCs that was helping you guys out anyways, as the original creator of spell forging. You have a weaker variation of it since you can only use it together, so to speak. But as soon as she used it, it kind of unlocked something in the two of you, and you guys did your fusion ha and were able to track down the path that Zeroji's familiar took. While it was captured. So despite the familiar not being able to see, you were still able to basically, if you guys have played Skyrim and have seen that clairvoyant spell, it's that, just with that familiar at the moment. Let me load up Foundry here. It might take like 5 hours, but it's okay.
Let me bring up my Valheim notes. Valehelm, not Valheim. We haven't played Valheim in forever.
I know we need to at some point.
Probably after the
They
update
added
would be
more
a good
stuff.
time. Did they?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we haven't gotten through all the stuff they had before. Hell, we could.
Correct.
Do they have the giant spiders yet?
I know they also made AI a lot more aggressive, and I think they had to tone that down already.
Yeah,
they toned it up at one patch, and then right away they had to tone it down because people got upset.
Yeah, because there's like, okay, they need to be a little bit more aggressive. Oh, they're just gonna completely ignore me and just attack my building instead?
Wait, who?
Oh, okay.
They fucked up raids so that way your buildings had priority over you.
Yeah.
That's why I was so excited about moats when I messaged you, because it's like, we're ahead of the curve. We already have a moat. We're fine.
I know much of Visa, my base, had a moat around the important parts, but definitely not all the parts.
Oh no, every time we build a new base, I spend my first like 5 days just building a giant moat around the entire thing.
That sounds like me.
I just built mine on an island, so it had its own moat.
I have wanted to see if
moat?
people could actually make some man-made islands, but that is a lot of work because that water gets really deep and really fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you would have to effectively build out from a piece of land, and it would take so long.
Oh
Because you'd
yeah.
have to build a bridge out from land and then start building your island from that point. And it just wouldn't be worth it. If they did
No.
something where like you could swim and or drop like resources down, like just dirt off the side of your boat and eventually build up from there, it would be a little bit better, but it's just not conducive for it.
And then you also run the risk of the Kraken.
Oh, did they add a Kraken?
I actually forget what the sea beast was, but there was
Oh,
a huge sea beast.
Okay, so there's the Kraken-ish thing that
Yeah, that's
like
what I was talking about.
it doesn't do anything. Like it's not hostile.
Wait,
You
it just
climb
shows
on
up. You see a tentacle, but it doesn't actually attack you.
so it's actually how you get one of the materials. You mine the material off of its back.
Oh, I've
And
mined those dudes. No, there's actually like a creature in the sea, or is it just the tentacle of the turtles?
well, there's those that you mine, and then there's sea serpents, and that's the only thing that I was aware of that's in the sea.
Yeah, it's the sea serpents I was meaning. So not the
Those
kraken,
things
but
are
the sea serpents.
bitches.
Yes.
As in like little bitches. They're easy.
Gotcha.
If you have the higher tier bow, it's nothing. And they actually flee whenever they get low health, but I think they patched that. because that was kind of annoying because you're like, all right, it's low health, and it's just like, bye-bye.
Later.
All right, cool. Yeah, the trick is you actually want some of the scales from them, because once you make the scale shield, which technically isn't the best shield, it's useless. But serpent meat is great, but the serpent meat floats. So you drag it on land a couple times, kill it, so you have the scales, make your shield, and then after that you just kill the motherfucker and drive over the remains.
I can tell you I ended up with most of my endgame gear by literally hopping into other people's worlds. One of them was modding. I took it all, and then I'm like, wait, what are these mods? And then found some other things for creative.
I got most of mine. I had one person show up with some iron a little early, and that was it.
We got to the mountainous region and found a dragon egg, and then really haven't played much since.
Have you tried taking that dragon egg?
Oh, we have it.
Yeah, so you collect 3 dragon eggs and deposit them to summon the flying boss.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we just haven't found another one since then, so
All
there's
right.
some searching to do.
Reaper, I gave you control of Fensandoral. I'm just gonna call you Fen.
Yeah, it's a name.
It's a name. You are RN generated that for sure.
Oh, 100%. Uh,
Can
sure,
you
but
move Fenson around?
oh, okay. Got it.
You can move him around.
Yep.
I think Kit missed you. So, to Liz, Xavier, and Zeroji, you 3 had basically just finished up with the spell forging and all that stuff, kind of figured out where to track where your familiar had gone off to, but you didn't pursue that matter just yet because you were kindly requested not to leave the castle yet. So you are still on the castle grounds, and really there's not necessarily any point not to do this if you would prefer. Fenson, you see these 3 and a 4th on the castle grounds. You recognize them from what a certain member of a certain race had said about them. So you know who they are by looks, and you see them from your visitation to the castle on your way to potentially visit this depressed woman.
Oh, right. Right. I forgot how I was getting in.
So you had no issues getting past the castle spellblades because of the invitation given, and you are now at least on the castle grounds. You're not being escorted or anything, but you can definitely sense an air of heavy magic about this place, whether it's meant for security or just because it's the way the place is. You're not sure. Even untrained in Arcana, you can just feel magic in the air.
Bow chicka wow wow. Probably keep a distance and just try and gauge the party.
Give me a stealth check, please.
All right.
And literally no one in the group is perceptive, so you're good.
Wow. Okay. Rolled my
I think
passive
Liz
and I
might be
was
the
like,
most perceptive.
We lost our perceptive one.
Yep, you did lose the perceptive one.
Yep.
Kelly, the one that is no longer with you guys, was the perceptive one.
My passive perception is 13.
What is mine?
Mine's
So
11.
Okay.
back to you 3 that are standing around with Lena right now after having scoped out where over the castle walls your familiar had come from. You're back on the grounds now. What are you going to do? Pay no mind to the dishes you hear in the background.
So did you 2 see anything?
Yes.
Nice.
We were able to
They
see.
went in that general direction.
Yeah, we were able to see the path they took. It was in the general direction of that way that the path went that we saw. That I totally remember off the top of my head.
Totally.
Away from the castle.
Technically, it was coming to the castle, but the path came from away. Yes.
Are we getting Lost Woods music up in here? I mean, this is me. I'm doing this. I just didn't realize what this was.
I can't hear it.
100% was not ready for that and was like, what the fuck?
All of a sudden, we entered Zelda up in this.
I
Alright.
just heard it and I was like, what? And that just threw my train of thought out the window.
I looked
I'm
around, like I was like, is
We
that in
only
my
needed
head, or-
ambient music. I'm sorry. I wanted some ambiance.
That seems like a handy spell, but aren't we supposed to stay on the grounds for a bit longer?
We're within the grounds.
Yeah, but
We're not planning on following it immediately, but we have an idea of where it went.
We want to do it while the trail is still warm. Probably. I don't know how this works.
I mean, yeah, we could try to follow it now, but I don't know.
uh, because we were. I should have glanced through my notes before I started talking.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, we're waiting for her to read the contract.
To find out if they fucked up.
Yeah.
Masters, were you not supposed to help Liz with a tour around the castle grounds?
We can do that, as we will guide you through the grounds, describing in the voice of the DM.
Alright, and Fen, you follow them as they tour the castle grounds and even head inside the castle for some of the tours. Nothing outside the castle grounds really catches much of your interests. Maybe Liz's, because there are a lot of natural, you could say, defenses that are just growing on the grounds. Like there's legitimately a forest that when Zeroji and Xavier told you about it, if you were to take a step into it, you would basically be stepping into another plane.
That's
Alright,
fine.
you know,
And then there is
probably a good one, right?
something. What was that?
It's probably a good plane, you know, not like the plane of Mayo.
Probably not the plane of Mayo. It may or may not have connections with certain Fey origins. It may or may not have connections with other astral origins. Not fully sure. As you saw them walk in, and as soon as they took their first steps into it, they kind of disappeared from view. But they very shortly walked out after Liz was given the description from Zeroji and Xavier about what the place is. Liz, when you were in there, everything seemed to become tinted a certain shade of purple. And it was very vibrant in its color still, just more with a purple tint over everything instead. Like the sky was purple, light was just overall purple. neither of them seems to have an answer for you.
This is correct.
Those that are colorblind, I think, still see purple. I don't know.
I don't think that my character is colorblind, but I appreciate the inclusion.
You're welcome.
To be fair, I can't see through my character's eyes, so
It's all right. You get to a natural maze, and Zeroji and Xavier again take turns explaining a bit about it. And the magical properties of this maze is not only are there live minotaurs actually around this maze because someone was a fan of the classics. The minotaurs always know the layout of the maze, so can always track whoever enters the maze. But the maze itself always changes, pretty much on like an hourly basis.
Yeah. Yeah, don't go in a maze.
Xavier knows very much about this maze because it is something that he and his paladin trainer have used quite often for training themselves. In fact, it's a very common thing for those that are wanting to adventure out from the castle to basically train in this maze for a year or so
long
before
time to be
venturing
in a
out.
maze.
Their asses kicked by muggers.
Oi! We're muggers!
Yeah, right.
And then you finally get back into the castle. Of course, you already know the entryway itself is extremely disorienting to the eyes on your first time through. You, Fen, as you follow in, since this is new description for you, basically the entryway in the entry of the castle, the entry hall, so to speak, is very sparsely decorated because you see doors quite literally everywhere. Not just on not just on the walls at ground level, but above ground level, on the ceiling, on the floor, just all around. There are doors and other various portcullises that open up to other areas. And you watch Xavier and Zeroji and Liz as they're basically walking around the place, and they just walk naturally at this point. Liz kind of stutters a little bit because she's not used to it still, but they take a step towards the wall, and as they take their first step on the wall, their orientation of gravity shifts, and they just begin walking up the wall. Same with the ceiling, the gravity shifts again, and they just start walking along the ceiling and disappear through one of the doors. Now we get to a part of Fen. Do you continue trying to follow them?
I would give them a minute or two, and then yeah, I would follow.
Liz, Zeroji, and Xavier, where you guys are basically going now are the classrooms. There are a few different classrooms down this hall through the door that you walk through. It's a very nostalgic place for Zeroji, at least, because this is where he's learned much of his art, if it's either here or in training with Xavier, as it is that Zeroji has crafted his spells and has thus tattooed them onto Xavier.
Always have a backup spell book.
And the rest of the tour of the classrooms is pretty quick as you walk through another door down the hall from there, and you're led into what seems to be like a lunchroom of a sort with a courtyard in the middle of it. And along all the sides, if you've ever been to a mall and you've seen their food courts, there's literally a food court all around the sides of this place, except for the door that you had entered through. And there are students and mages and all sorts of people about and in the courtyard, sitting down, eating their meals or getting their meals, things like that. Pretty much, Liz, as you are finding out, this castle doesn't have a layout. It is literally just chaos built into a castle. You guys sit down for a meal. Fenson, you realize that they don't come out of that door for a while. Like 1 minute passes, 2 minutes pass. If you allow it, another pretty much 15 minutes to a half hour could pass before they finish eating. Zeroji, you get a short rest in this time. Xavier, I don't think short rests help you. Or do they? Do they help you recover your intervention?
Haven't we
Or
long
sense?
rested?
We long rested.
You used your second level spell when you did your spell fusion.
Oh,
Where is my divine
And Xavier
sense?
used, I think Divine Sense was what it was.
Where is that?
arcane recovery.
Yeah, arcane recovery is on a short.
Cool. Yep. Boop. That means I get 3 flaming spheres.
Our wizard's not obsessed with fire, I promise.
I'm on the wrong character. That explains so much.
Were you on Galark?
No, I was on my cleric. Now I'm like, because I looked at my inventory, I'm like, why do I have an immovable
You
rod?
may or may not want to make sure spellforging is deleted from your cleric then,
Oh shit.
and put onto the right character.
Ha!
That explains why my passive perception was a 16. That makes more sense that it's a 10 now. Or 13.
God.
I was about to say, I thought I was the most receptive one left after Callie left.
I was relying on Callie to have a high perception, and this is the first character I have not put perception as a proficiency.
Man, you can't see, you can't take
I
a
have
hit. What does
regrets.
this character do anyway?
This character is a glass cannon that can see the future.
I am sure
Kind
the
of more
cannon
glass
will
than
hit.
cannon at the moment, gotta say. I don't know what's going on with that
Yeah.
cannon part.
I'm sure the cannon will show up eventually.
Well, the cannon has to be allowed to fire.
Doesn't have to be.
Alright. After your lunch, Lean finds you guys again and says, alright, Mina has read through that entire book somehow, so she's ready to see you guys.
I do not get divine sense back after a short rest.
That was fast.
You know, magic.
I do.
Most things here can be blamed on magic.
Can be attributed to magic if you want to be more positive about it.
Depends on the take you have on life, but sure, I agree. Oh wait, what is Lean? What is your passive perception? Not high enough.
Yeah, kind of figured that. She's a caster.
And you're definitely not going unnoticed to people in the castle. It's just the ones that you are specifically trying to remain unnoticed from. They just haven't really caught you specifically staring at them.
And also hiding from a particular wizard.
Which you haven't actually seen yet, so you're
Okay.
fine there. But you are also still in the entryway, and if you stayed there, about a half hour later, you do see the group come back out and then walk down the left wall and into another door. And the group, Xavier, Zeroji, and Liz, in this area is back to Sophie's office, and Mina is there in Sophie's chair. She says, I finished the book. That was a boring read, to say the least, but the the attack can't be considered actually on castle grounds. The attack on Sulfi as well was not on castle grounds. But also pertaining to how the attack was done, considering the original goal seems to have been theft, I think they're trying to loophole it, and currently we can't pin anything on them. Especially since there's kind of, from what I gather, a bloody mess that was left in your mansion. Which means they could pin something on you guys.
Not if the mess is gone.
They did attack us first. Our home.
The unfortunate part is, or it is fortunate, but the unfortunate part is that none of you died in the attack.
I died briefly.
This stipulation right here, and she points to some random page in the book, specifically states that pretty much upon death, any armistice, peace, or truce otherwise that the guilds and the Castle of Mages holds will be null and void. And since we were the ones that caused the first death, that is why they have marked you.
So basically, they used the theft to either steal what they needed or to draw us out into attacking them so that we would be able to be marked.
That does seem to be the case, yes. Fen, you get close enough to the door to not actually go into it, but to try to hear through it. So if you want to... What is your passive perception?
15.
15?
Yep.
Does she have spells and stuff on her door?
Well, this is Sophie's door.
Oh, this is Sulfi's door.
Sophie's not even the one behind his own desk, though. He's sitting off to the side. He let Mina have the desk. And she says, so, tracking them is fine. You're allowed to do so. Since you are marked, that does afford you some rights. Because they have gave you notice of the mark, you are, at this point, the only family that is actually wanted by them. But this also means that you are also allowed to attack them back or track them down. So it could potentially lead to good things among your family and the mages, at least. It could even lead to some potential finding of secrets within the guild if you guys are so willing to explore. But I don't recommend it, as that is an entirely fortified area, I'm pretty sure. We haven't even found the entrance. I can see by your quietness that you're more so just waiting for more permission to either leave or stay, or what you need to do, correct?
My
Part
pick just
and
got here,
part.
so I may be stuffing my face.
I'm starting to think we should have gone to find the chickens.
I feel like that would have been safer. Though there's something up with those chickens, and god damn it, I know there is.
Nah, those chickens were fine.
Yeah, we would have probably run into this one sooner or later.
Because you do already have an alternative job to go down there, while we can't aid you in this endeavor without declaring an outright open war in the city, and we obviously don't want a civil war because we don't want the commoners to get involved in it, we've pretty much helped you as best we currently can with the spell forging that Lean has taught you, and of course, with Sophie and Lean being a part of the family as well, you guys, with Sophie's help, can use any resources available to Sophie here or in the mansion. Otherwise, it is the Guild of Shadows versus Sophie's family.
Will Sulfa be able to stay here safely until we sort this out?
I'll be fine here. I can also join in the attack. I'm not weak, you know. He tries getting up. Oh, my back. Alright, maybe I should stay here.
I think it'd be
Probably
best if
better
you...
that way.
Yeah. Well, we still need to go get burrito anyway.
I feel bad for the guy. His only choices
Ben,
for
you
names
very
are
clearly,
Burrito or Kermit Jr.
Ben, you very clearly pick out or hear that they need to get burritos.
Wait, what? Okay.
Alright, is there a better idle music thingy?
I was
Maybe.
wondering about that. That was just a hard stop. And I was like, what?
Let's try this one. Alright, when that loads. Okay. Well, with what we have found on this, my own aid to you has to be done at this point. So if you have any questions, now would be a good time to ask them, or I need to see you guys out. Or unless I need to see myself out. This is Sophie's office. He can stay here.
Unless you can provide us with weaponry, I think we're good.
Can I ask her if she recognizes any of the names on my hit list?
He recognizes your paladin trainer.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay.
Who was that hit list from? Was that from either, or was that
It
from
was on
Black
one of the
Gate?
boards. It was on one of our job boards.
Okay, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Been a minute.
Does Liz recognize any names on the list? I don't know if she's looked at it.
I don't know if she's looked at it either.
Were any of the names spoken aloud, and do I recognize any of them?
None of them have been said yet here.
None were said out loud, and so no, you do not recognize any yet.
Okay.
But would Liz recognize any of them? If given to her, which I would do.
Liz, as you read through the list, do you read it out loud or no? Because this apparently matters at the moment.
I don't see why she would need to.
Then, Fen, you again don't hear anything to recognize anything, but also Liz, you do not recognize any of the names either.
No, don't recognize anyone.
Okay.
Hold on,
Very
give that list
curious
here.
list.
Have I looked at the list yet?
I don't.
Lean, have you
Actually,
looked at the list?
I'll just set it on the table. Everyone can look at it.
I want to read the list.
Go for it. I only recognize the one name.
What am I trying to find here? Hold on a second, give me a moment.
I say
A
I'm
moment, please.
I'm like 30% sure you're not sure what names are on this list.
I need more, yes. I am aware of only 3 of them, but if we're reading it out, I need to put more on.
Yeah.
It's like 30 names on the list. Like, Jesus Christ.
I think it
There's
was like
10.
Yeah.
I put a hard limit on that, man. I knew what I was getting into if I did that. So he begins reading the list, and obviously among them you hear, "Oh, you're a pair." All right, well we know she's on the list. Audrith Necrona. I don't know who that is. Laura Thurn Norley. I don't know who that is. We have Nigdwell Sarnellis. No, I don't know who that is either. Fencendoral Othronus. Nope, don't know that guy. Donros Bacrona. I think he's from Endrus. I don't know anything else though. I think he was like a shoe salesman, maybe? I can't remember for sure. Udison Araharis, maybe? I can't pronounce that one. And then I don't know the rest.
Clearly, we just need to find at least 2 or 3 people on this list and find out who they mutually pissed off.
This is what I got from you reading it out as fast as I could. I am sure none of them are correct. And I don't remember Arya's last name, so.
I like how the one name we have available for spelling you didn't include.
Yep. Well played.
Which name?
My name,
Fencendoral.
and that's
Is that the one name that I couldn't read?
Yes.
That's a first name question mark?
Yes.
And
I
last
didn't hear
name's-
it. I was too slow.
totes close. Not really though.
No. I like half heard everything on the list. Between how at the same time he was reading them slowly but also very quickly.
Was it quickly?
I don't know. It
Was
was
it,
faster than I
though?
could type.
The old man reading, it throws you off. You're like, hurry up and say the shit, he already said the name. What the hell? Alright, read the next one. Goddamn, he's done.
There you go.
Oh, I got the first name right. Nice.
Well,
That's
time to
not
kill all of them
correct.
and leave no bodies left.
That's not correct. That's not correct. So I got one. There's an extra name on here. Wait. There's just a name I entirely missed completely. Because Arior is not on this list that you provided.
Well, I figured you guys already had hers.
Yeah, well, I included her on mine, so I don't know.
Technically, you guys all know who's on the list. I just haven't said it out loud. This is just for spelling's sake at this point.
And which names are these all the not crossed out names?
I know there were like a couple of them that were crossed off. I can't remember who they were.
One of them is definitely not crossed off.
Unless it's
Two
like,
of them.
Unless it might be. Who knows?
I mean, maybe it is, and it's just like I banged this person.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like if that was the
Next
case,
list.
I feel like it wouldn't be
It's-
much work to get Arior crossed off the list from my experience. As long as this person can put up a fight, that's all it really takes.
There you go.
I'll put this in my notes as my hit list.
not, not, I don't know what the word is, but yeah. Not to be mistaken at all. That's what I was going for.
Alright, let me rephrase that. The hit list that I have in my possession.
Much longer title, but it works.
More accurate.
Alright, so that's the list. With meeting adjourned, Mina is heading towards the door. Fenton, do you stay near the door, or do you try to play it cool and walk somewhere else?
I just act like I was passing by, and so I'm walking away from the door.
Alright, give me another... This one will actually be a stealth roll for this one.
Well, the other one was a stealth roll too. I just rolled my passive.
Yes.
Alright, 21.
Alright, you are definitely walking as if passing by, looking like you're heading towards one of the other doors. Mina walks out of the door. Immediately, her gravity shifts, obviously, and she does see you because you're just playing it cool. And she walks away a little bit, but then does a double take, and she says, "Hi, you're not from around here. Can I help you get where you need to be? Who you coming here to see?"
Yes, I got a little turned around. What's the girl's name?
Leilana. Leilana.
I'm I'm here to see Leilana.
She's a student. She'll be in the student dorms. I can take you there. Would you like that?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Sure, follow me. Also, when you see Mina, she is an Avariel elf. She is what would be a winged elf. Her
Okay.
wings are a slightly pinkish purple. And she herself is quite beautiful, wears a high cut on her dress. So she's showing a lot of leg, but the booty covered. This is literally taken from Breath of Fire lore here for Mina, but whatever. And she's quite pretty herself, with some lavender colored hair and some blue eyes to go along with them that look pretty much like you're staring into some aqua gems. And she's much more attractive than that student that you were trying to help out of her depression. But
Yep.
you follow her along to said students, to at least the dorms at least, and she tells you what number is Leilana's dorm, and you are left there at the entryway to the dorms as Mina says, "All right, I must excuse myself now. Much more busy things to cover since my sister has left."
Well, I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Gives you a nod and walks away.
The direction we came from, or a different direction?
She walks away like literally 2 steps and then vanishes.
Goddamn wizards.
Goddamn archmages.
And step on the heel and walk the other way. Right back the way that I came.
Give me a perception check of your own. You catch this quick enough, but no sooner than you step on your heel, you see out of the corner of your eye the door opening from basically what was the direction of Leilana's room, and you see Leilana peeking her head out as if she's about to walk out, basically. Basically makes you have a much more hurried step out the other way.
Yep.
And Liz, Xavier, and Zeroji, you 3 are still sort of in a meeting with Sulfi, but he's kind of just snoring on the side now since he cracked his back, and he that wore him out. He's just done with the day.
He also had to read a full list of like 10 names.
He
At
did.
least most of them.
It was mainly the back crack that tired him out, though. He's
So
good
he
with
does
reading
spend
all day. That's like his
a lot of
job,
his
but
time
the
reading,
other
that's
thing.
fair. Yeah.
So Lean is around. She's just tidying up the office, but Sophie's sleeping, and you guys are just kind of there. I also want to point out that this music is not reminiscent of going to the fucking markets.
I don't know what a different person's market experience is compared to this.
This is like the Arabian markets or something. I don't know.
Maybe it is.
How
V,
quickly
the
does
free
it,
music is failing, man.
how quickly does it take to use the disguise kit?
I think that's a 10-minute setup at the least.
All right, so not doing that.
I think that's a 10-minute setup at the least. You can obviously go quicker, but I would probably incur a higher penalty on the dice check for successful.
Nah. I'll keep with what I got.
Okay.
Just gotta get away from the thirsty girl.
All she needs is some water. Come on.
That's yep.
Good old water from the hose. Wait, what?
Yup.
All right. Take 3 at music.
Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be singing a song about Waterdeep.
And again, you guys are just in the office with currently nothing really better to do. Fenson, you make your way back over to the office in short order.
So, since it seems like we don't really have anything that we have to stay here for, did you want to try and follow that trail before it went cold?
Yeah, we'll follow that trail.
Probably in our best interest, yeah.
Now there's just people talking. What the fuck is with this music?
Just put some chill step on. Perfect. It goes with every occasion. I mean,
is
this would
supposed
be good if you're at the market, like just some background mumbling.
I think this is more supposed to be like a tavern music, because it sounds like it's supposed to be somebody trying to pretend to be a bard and singing.
Yeah,
hear
I
it.
can see that. I can see that.
Do I have my sound turned off? Oh.
No, it's just very quiet.
The music?
Yeah.
Is it still playing? Pause.
It-
Stop that shit. Get out of here. All right. Bluntness, Fen, how long would you watch before making any moves?
Um.
I know your usual for other things
Yeah. Is very long.
is longer, but this is a pretty meteoric process happening right now, and your quarries are about to basically leave the castle into the streets, which might actually make it harder if they actually get to where they need to go.
So, based off of what I heard, it sounds like they probably have a place in town that they're staying at. So I would either tail them and try and not lose them on the city streets, and if they leave the city, even better. Or B, trying to find out where they live.
Hey guys, you know what's cool?
What's that?
I have 3 invisibility spell cast now.
That's pretty cool.
Guess how many of us there are?
It's a good thing we're not trying to hide from anybody. We could probably use it to sneak into the guild's house. I don't know. What's it called? A base?
Can you
Well, isn't that-
concentrate on that many
Yeah,
spells
isn't
at
that a
once?
concentration spell though?
Huh?
Oh my fucking god!
What is going on with the music?
You actually put on
please.
chill step.
Get quieter! Where is this coming from?
It's Discord.
It's coming from Discord.
fucking Christ!
That one. I wouldn't have expected that.
Hello, Fred Boat.
The difference between 60 and 80% is so much.
It feels
I'm
a
sorry.
rattling in my bones.
Sorry, Will, that made my day.
Like, I tried turning down all the fucking tabs on Foundry and nothing happened. I was so confused.
Quieter.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
What time of day is it?
It's currently approaching mid-afternoon, closer to evening. So, in clock terms, probably around 4 p.m.
Or it would probably take me as long as tailing them anyhow to find out where they live, so I will just tail them. Basically, I'm gonna wait until they're in their comfort zone, and then approach them.
Alright. And Xavier, Zeroji, and Liz, you three have decided to leave the office to go on the hunt, or to do what specifically?
I have full HP, being my 20 hit points.
Excuse me? I know for a fact you have 26 hit points.
26, yeah. Sorry, I forgot that I leveled up.
Yes.
Wow, 26. Yikes.
It's okay. I'm a tank because I have 12 AC.
Oh, yep.
Uh,
Yep.
how far into the city did that trail lead? Were you able to tell?
I went about into the city as far as we saw.
It trailed off into some alleyways.
Yeah,
So basically, you quickly lost sight of the trail in full because it trailed and meandered into alleyways that were out of your vision.
When your heart's on fire and you're all fucked up.
I would have said that if I was on my computer, I promise.
I said it for you, don't worry.
I appreciate
Got your
it.
back.
Thanks, bud. Where the boat?
roundabout.
Well, we can start to follow it, but it might not be a good idea to try and look for this Guild of Shadows when it's night out.
Not night yet. We can at least see where the trail goes and know where to head. We're gonna head to tomorrow. We don't have to go in tonight.
Yeah, I just don't think we should spend too much time. Basically, as soon as it starts getting dark, maybe head back this way.
Alright, so you head out to try for this tracking thing again, right?
Yep.
So some time has passed. Xavier and Zeroji, you two will need to recast your spell, which you can actually channel as a ritual for this one. Xavier, for the purposes of ritual casting, as long as it is through the spell fusion, you have access to anything that can be ritual cast as long as Zeroji is leading you along in the ritual.
Hot.
Okay. But I also need to use a divine sense for this.
You do not need to use your divine sense for this.
Ritual
wow.
casting, you don't burn slots.
It's not a spell.
It just takes longer.
It is a
For
feature.
this, it doesn't take anything.
Right, but you're treating it as a
Right.
ritual.
I just wanted to. I was just clarifying. That's why I'd ask. Or why I felt I had to ask.
Also, I'd already told you that it shifted from taking divine sense to taking a second level spell.
Oh,
Oh, right. You said whenever I use it, it'll be a second level spell.
all
Right. You
right.
know, that thing I still can't do.
Xavier, roll yours. I'm carrying the team a little bit here.
Well, I forgot to update what stat it takes. Charisma, wisdom, or strength.
Correct. Whichever is highest among the three. You know, the
What
stats
do
of
I
a paladin.
use if I don't have a second level spell? Do I just pass out again?
No, because it's cast as a ritual. Again, you're basically channeling a lot of this off
Hmm.
of a combination of yours and Zeroji's power. And since he's
Okay.
leading you in a
So since
ritual,
I'm not using
the
a
10
cast.
minutes, basically the 10 minutes allows you to channel enough energy more than your body would usually be able to handle.
Okay, that makes more sense. Sorry, Xavier's not super. I got a 24. Xavier's not super comfortable with all the spells and stuff. It's still all new to him.
Carrying the team.
What did you get?
26.
Because they're not
I
spell
literally
slots for
couldn't
you,
do
they're
that
smite
well.
slots.
Why am I?
How come your 24 didn't show up?
I
not.
didn't connect it yet. But it's in D&D.
However, I do feel like a cumulative 50 would be enough for this recasting of the spell.
Hot.
Hopefully a cumulative. Oh, it is a cumulative 50.
It's a cumulus cloud.
I got 26. That's what you had said.
And 10 minutes goes by, and you did this on the castle grounds so that you had basically the most leeway with actually following it, since you know the spell only channels for, I think it's however long detect magic lasted, is how I worded that.
Detect magic lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes.
So you cast it on the castle grounds so that you're safe within the grounds, and you begin heading out. Fen, you are casually following behind, keeping a pace with them relatively easily because you are already slightly a stealthy god with that roll.
Just you wait. It's gonna get higher.
You're quite literally like Ezio right now, just blending in with the crowd. It's fine. It's fine. Walking from crowd to crowd with like a clear assassin's uniform on, but nobody notices.
I have a guard's uniform on right now.
Exactly. That's still out of place. For the purposes of walking crowd to crowd, I think that'd be out of place. However, you guys all and we'll just say that you're on the roof now.
Say what
Way
rooftop?
over here.
am I on?
Way over there. On a roof, out of the way.
Okay.
Very sneaky.
Your tracking leads you guys over to here. And while there is no combat, so to speak, I'm going to toggle a combat state. Make sure you guys have your tokens selected and roll for initiative U3.
Solid 10.
I'm not destined
Hey,
to
hey!
go early in any content.
Rolled a 5! 4!
I'm,
I love it.
I'm glad my
Hold on.
19 was used for the spell forging. That feels good.
So again, we are not in combat here. This is just to give a priority to you guys taking actions, trying to figure out what to do as you follow the trail. You did inevitably follow it to here, and it ended basically where you guys are standing. Not because the spell cut off. You guys do realize you still have a couple minutes left on your spell. It just outright ended. The trail ends.
Did they fly up? I'm gonna
No, it doesn't
fly
go
up.
into the sky. It doesn't go into the ground. It doesn't go left. Doesn't go right. Doesn't go any sort of direction. The trail stops.
Has it been 10 minutes? I don't.
No,
I've
he just
mentioned that
said
it has
that.
not been 10
Oh,
minutes
sorry,
yet.
sorry. Interesting.
The stalls do have shop owners behind them if you do choose to talk to people.
Any interesting stalls?
It's just basically what you see: weapons, food. Looks like one of them is armor. Nothing out of the ordinary for what you would see in a market area.
All right.
Well, this isn't a market district. It is basically just a small market row.
All right. Liz, you have the best initiative.
I do.
19.
No.
No,
He's a
Zeroja,
10.
you won.
Did I?
Mhm.
Am I looking at the wrong thing?
Mhm.
Okay. For some reason, it
Liz,
looked like Liz had
Liz
a
has
19.
disadvantage
Oh, why?
because Liz is wearing heavy armor.
I don't. I just rolled 2 for some reason.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Okay.
don't know then. I'm
So
glad
my
it took the
move
10.
speed- Move speed is 30. All right, I'm gonna chat with the food owner here.
Oh, hello there. What can I do you for? Would
Yeah.
you like an apple?
Any specials today?
No, just apples.
Apples? Yeah, I'll take a couple of apples. Have you seen any unusual activity as of late? I'm gonna pay him for the apples.
All right, that's a copper piece for the apples. Any activity of late will be a gold coin for the information.
What's $1? I can give you a gold coin.
I don't know what a dollar is. I might invent it though.
All right, let me know if you need help with that. We can split the dollar. Toss him a gold coin and 2 copper for 2 apples.
Okay. Now, be more specific. What information are you looking for, lad?
Have you seen any unusual activity going on around recently? Notably guild-related, perhaps?
You realize that the roads are ran, or the streets are ran by the guild, right? Well, the guild, so to speak. Of course there's unusual activity. I've been robbed 3 times this week.
That's unfortunate. You seem very upbeat about it, though.
It's a common occurrence. I might have been robbed, but the stuff is returned to me because, protection money, of course. I pay protection money to others. So, I get robbed, I tell other people. It's a game between the guilds. They do this shit all the time.
Gotcha. Out of curiosity, who do you pay the protection fees to?
The
Is it
Guild of
all the
Shadows,
guild?
of course. They're the
Guild of
ones that control this section. This is their sector.
And if I wanted a meeting with them, where would I go?
I don't think you need to go anywhere, considering what's been happening with you and your family.
Thanks for the apples.
You're welcome. Live well.
Live well.
That will bring up Liz's turn.
Uh, I'm assuming would have been able to hear all of that back and forth.
Yeah, you're close enough.
Uh, I think I'll step up here and just kind of look around and see if anything looks like if there's anything that looks like it might be a hidden door or anything like that.
Alright, give me a perception check. Not a hidden door, so to speak, but you hear as a little port cubby opens up here, and it closes again. You hear the of a smash, and then you see a guard basically making its rounds to each corner of the wall over here. And he just kind of patrols around there.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Grab my water.
I guess at this point I'll just keep an eye out in case if anybody's sneaking up on us while the others are asking questions.
Alrighty. That brings up Xavier.
Hmm.
I should also point out that these roads are not clear like the map suggests. They are teeming with people. The alleyways are not so much teeming because they're alleyways, obviously, but the road you're on is teeming with people. So, Xavier, are you muted?
No, I'm thinking, and I'm bad at it.
No worries. We got time.
Is this like an alleyway down here?
Yes.
I'm gonna peek down there to see if I can see anything interesting or any kind of extra stuff over there. Mostly anything that might involve, a good place to capture an owl. I don't know where they would have kidnapped it from. I guess I do know, but I don't know how it would have gotten here. Any kind of trace of perhaps more of the trail as well.
No to the trail, and you know for a fact that the owl wasn't captured here. It was
Yeah.
captured at the building,
God.
where another bloodbath had taken place.
Yeah. I don't know what else to look for over here. Got questions answered. Everyone here knows who we are, apparently. Someone already found the trapdoor.
I mean, I
Kind
can't
of.
imagine that a tiefling and a Asmar would be too conspicuous or inconspicuous.
None of this information should surprise me, but
And an artificer literally with a fake arm that moves around.
there's not really anything I need to look for at this point. I guess we just kind of need to poke around and try to find out where the guild are, but it's like they're
Is
gonna
that as
find
far
us
you're-
before we find them.
Is that as far as you are moving?
What? I got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can move another square. But yes, that's as far as I can move.
Alright, it is top of the round again. Zeroji, it is your turn. It is definitely beginning to become dusk at this point.
That was a.
This was an attempt to see how well it would do. This is basically just a bot taking from live music at the moment.
The guard that was up here, was that a would I know what kind of guard? Was that like a city guard, or was that a like hired bodyguard?
Looks like a city guard from what you can see as he's doing his patrol.
Okay, so this is a city wall then, and not like a estate wall.
It's a city wall, not like any estate wall or anything like that. You are correct.
Cool. um. So the trail cut off about here. I guess I'll also take a look around in it with investigation and see if I can maybe find a manhole they went into or anything.
That's funny.
Okay, just pulling me there.
I actually put it back where it was supposed to be.
It stopped here on top of the roof. And that also uncovered the entire map for me, by the way, because
I wasn't trying to keep the map hidden. You're fine.
yeah. Yeah, investigating around to see if I can find anything on the ground or under the ground or what have you.
Where you are at, you don't see any manhole covers or anything like that that would lead to any sort of sewers, if that's what you're looking for.
Or any, yeah. Which tile did the trail end on?
The trail ended back here on this tile.
That's where I would be looking, is around here.
You still have an action for a check as well, so if you would like to do a check of some sort, that might help you out. I don't know, because I don't know what you're going to do.
This investigation roll, you mean?
Oh yeah, you did do an investigation roll.
I did. What, you were a little distracted at the time, so
I
I
was.
understand.
I refigured out the ruler majigger to move people around through the ruler. And it doesn't actually bear any fruit from there. Investigating around there, it seems like while your own spell has still not ended, so the trail is still floating in the air right there. You yourself do not find anything of extra evidence to lend itself to that being an entrance of any sort.
Seems to have gone cold. Do you think should we head back or what?
Might not be a bad idea. Might be easier to sneak up on us in the dark, but there's also a lot of people, so they could still sneak. People could still sneak up on us.
I don't think the merchants would step in at all, to be honest with you. They know what's up.
Yeah. Probably would be best to leave while there's still a crowd, so that it's harder to drag us into a fight.
Alright, so that is Zeroji's turn.
Yep.
That'll bring up Liz then.
I basically get ready to head back. I'd take a few steps and then wait for the rest of the group to start moving.
Xavier.
I'm not sure what else we're gonna find here, so I will follow them.
All right, you guys are on your way out. Then you're leaving.
Unless something stops us, I guess.
Okay. Then I'll stop the rounds then. Fen, do you choose to keep eye on your quarry, or do you choose to continue tracking the cant?
I'll just keep note of the cant and track the quarry.
All right. Then you stay blended in with the crowd, and you begin following your quarry as they leave. Where are you guys heading? As it transitions fully into nighttime. Now that you're out of rounds, and time actually moves normally.
It got dark.
I guess we sleep and try to find out if we can use the mirror to get a glimpse of our boy in the morning.
Roads clear out as shops are closing up basically, and you guys are heading back to the castle or back to the mansion?
Castle mansion is a
Yeah.
death sentence.
And yeah,
Okay.
what he said.
Yeah.
Castle, we can count on protection if they attack us there. It's got to breach the contract, right? Because it's on the grounds. That was my understanding.
As long as they don't turn us away
They're just trying
because
to
we're
steal
already
something.
marked.
Unless they're just trying to steal something, of course, in which case they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, for how big that contract was, they sure gave themselves a lot of loopholes.
What do you expect? They're guilds.
Guilds. They love their contracts, and then they love talking their way out of them.
Yeah, but for a castle full of wizards, you would think they would be smart about that kind of thing.
You get the feeling that the wizards wanted it that way too.
Mm.
When your heart's on fire and you're all fucked up, got grenades in your eyes and the heat you feel might
All right.
set you off.
Fen, you follow them back to the castle, but this time, despite being dressed up more as a spellblade, I think is the costume you had actually chosen, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. One of the guards this time around, if you get close enough, will stop you and say, "Hey, isn't your patrol done already?"
Just a little restless and just wanted to, I don't know, kind of keep an eye out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. You might want to hit the barracks. It's been a day. What with marks being put on some mages in the castle for what seems like forever since the last time this happened.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I got one more thing to follow up with real quick though, and then I'll head back.
All right, stay safe. And he returns back to his own vigil
As you breathe,
as you enter the grounds again.
catch the air in your lungs as the ghost of your heart stands next to you. Choose lines on your palm, search for crew.
You get about 30 feet into the grounds before you hear some footsteps rushing up behind you, Fen.
Can I see what it is?
As you turn around, it is that Spellblade guard again, but this time his weapon is drawn, and he shouts out at you when you turn around and notice him. Lay down your arms, and we will not have trouble.
Hmm. How far in am I?
You got 30 feet in. Which means the rest of the group, for you keeping an eye on them, they are just about at the door of the castle.
What is... Oh, I probably shouldn't use that on grounds. That's probably not going to end well. Um... Let me look at something. I'm gonna run towards him, take the dash action, go around him, and out the gate.
All right. As you are taking the dash action around him to go out the gate, you see a perceptible bubble now form around the wall of the entire gate, the entirety of the castle, and he turns around. You will want to lay down your arms. Not only are you impersonating a spellblade, but you have jilted one of our mages.
Hmm.
You're not sure which offense is heavier in his eyes.
Tilted. Interesting. This is probably gonna end up with me thunking off of something, but I'm gonna try and Misty Step.
Indeed, when you try to Misty Step through, you don't actually thunk at all because your spell doesn't activate, period. Even though I think this is Misty Step actually as a part of your elven heritage, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Even though it is a racial lineage of yours and just a natural spell of your own, it does not activate in the slightest. Not that you are silenced, just that it doesn't activate. And as you are running, and your usual motion of the motion that you're moving and you're going to Misty Step through, and you're awaiting that thunk to basically land on the other side, doesn't come, and you stutter step in place where you're at.
That's unfortunate.
Last time, lay down your weapons, and we can talk this out.
No, you caught me. I'll lay down my weapons.
How many?
The rapier and longbow are obviously, daggers are not, so those two.
Sure. All right. As he approaches you, he's got a smile on his face, and he says, "What's your real reason for being on the grounds? If it's not to impersonate a spellblade, and it's not to jilt any mages, what has you curious to be here? You're not a member of any of the guilds, are you?"
No, no, I'm not.
Good, because that would be a clear violation of our terms. So, where are you from? It's not often we get a trickster that can find their way in here so easily.
I mean, easily. That's... Yeah. No, it was. Here and there. And as to why I'm here because of them.
Would you guys have stopped at a commotion that was happening at the front gate?
How common are commotions?
Not excessively common, because obviously the Mages Guild is the Mages Castle is hardly ever what is this word that I'm looking for? Trespassed upon? Not the right word I was going for, but it works in this context.
I think if I heard a commotion, I'd turn around and ask, is that kind of thing normal?
Probably some drunk.
As you look at that quote unquote drunk Zeroji, you very clearly see it is basically two spell blades. One of them has just put down their rapier and longbow, as the other one has his shield at the ready with a sword over it, basically like the Spartan shield stands.
Oh, maybe it'll be a dumbass and attack. Hang on, let's watch this.
I'd note and watch, but if nothing explodes, I would probably just not pay much attention to it.
And he keeps his shield and weapon trained on you, and gives a quick glance in their direction, and then yells out, "Savior, you know this guy?"
I'm assuming I do not recognize him.
You do not at all, and it's also a fair distance, so you'd have to get closer to see him.
I mean, we can ask him if he knows any of the names on the list.
We could, but
Unlikely.
I'm not asking a bunch of
Unlikely.
random. I'm not asking random people that question. I'm telling people that I can trust that no. I'll just shout back no.
They don't know you, sir.
You got a drunk on your hands?
Well, you asked why I was here. Because of them.
Well, if they don't know you and they didn't give you an invitation, obviously the security went off.
Well, that would be because the jilted one canceled the invitation.
He was in tears. Why would you do that? She already suffers depression.
I mean, I got in. That was the purpose.
Alright, fair point. Still bad. Bad on you.
She just needs a good lay. Maybe you need to take care of her.
I can't leave my post for that. Why didn't you do it? You were offered free sex.
Not why I'm here.
Obviously, it's them.
Again, yes, that is why I'm here.
Okay. Well, alright. He, another guard comes up, another spellblade comes up and picks up your weapons. And the initial guard says, "Follow me. We'll figure this out. Zeroji, Xavier, come with me. We got some work to do."
Start shedding the disguise. Just rambling. How do you guys wear this stupid shit all day?
Great, more
It's hot,
shit to
but
do
it's
today.
fine otherwise.
Restrictive, doesn't have good flexibility. It pinches in this one spot on your back. Why?
Hey, do I question your armor choices?
I don't know. Do you?
Not so far, no. And then he also goes, "Zeroji is. Do you know if Arya's around, or at least if her chamber is available?"
I can
What
check
did
for
she
you.
say?
I'm gonna go check Aryer's chamber.
You check real quick. Her chamber is, of course, empty because you know she's out of town right now. And all of her assorted cells in said chamber are also empty.
Okay, use this one because it's an actual cell and it's not for practice.
Fair point. I'm aware of which cells are the active ones. In you go.
What? Practice?
Yeah,
no,
you
it's
know,
okay, don't worry
sometimes you
about
get
it.
captured and you need to practice escaping, so they're built differently.
They're built different.
Are they
Woman has her
built
fun.
better?
Gotta leave her be. What is your passive insight, everyone, I guess?
Not high.
Passive
Uh,
insight is 12.
14.
Xavier, you know what's up, but you go along with it anyways, catching on to
Yeah.
the drift that Zeroji's going for.
Mm-hmm.
Fen, you are led inside the cell. They don't shackle you or anything like that. They do keep your weapons from you, and they lock the cell after you are inside. So this one says he knows you guys.
Can't
It's
say I
a
recognize him.
one-way
No.
relationship, as far as I know.
You are very much confusing what I have said. I do not
Oh,
know
were you
that.
just trying to rob them then?
No. If I did that, I wouldn't do it here.
No, I'd
That's a fair
probably
point.
do it at the house.
And
We did
now
attempt to get robbed recently.
now
There's
would
not
actually
much-
be the perfect time because they're here and not at their house. So no, I'm not trying to rob them. I don't
Well,
have much more
arguably it'd be
planning
easier
anyway.
if we were there, because the guards will at least guard the property. They just
It's
won't
not our
guard
property
us.
anymore.
So, are you stalking them?
Doesn't look like a stalker.
Wh-
Doesn't have the crazy eyes.
I mean, I don't know. His eyes could be hiding something. This seems shifty.
But shifty isn't the same as stalkery, though.
You got a point, but I haven't had many stalkers. I don't know all the different types there are.
He doesn't have the jealous look in his eyes.
There's different types of stalkers. What kind of stalkers have you dealt with?
The jealous kinds.
Apparently the list is long.
Anyway, I guess we should start with the name. What's yours? What do you go by?
We've gone by many.
That's
What
a weird name.
should we call you now, Manny?
You can call me Renus.
Renus. That works for me.
Do?
Now, if you do wish to find out why I'm here, you can go away. And I point at the guard.
I don't know about that.
We have him
You know
3
what?
to 1 right now. So if you wanted to leave this to us for now.
I will need a report from looks over the three of you. Xavier, of course, you're the only one that actually writes, the reports, and Liz is new and all that stuff, so can't really have Liz write a report. Xavier, I need a report on this later.
Okay.
I expect it. Our ears taught you well. Don't let that go to waste.
But I guess he is more rule oriented.
I think the word you're looking for is responsible.
An adult, maybe?
That is indeed the word that, I would
I'm
use in
his
this
older
situation.
brother.
Xavier is responsible.
I could see that. That
I'm
definitely fits.
results oriented.
Anyways, I've left my post long enough. Have fun, you three. 4.
I'll be seeing you later.
Well, yeah, we have your weapons. And he walks out.
Was the weapons that he gave up standard for whatever spellblades that he was impersonating? Because we saw him drop weapons earlier.
Probably not.
Spellblades use an assortment of different weapons because spellblades are, of course, fighters, which means they are trained in all sorts of various weapons.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, we can have
just
this
so happened-
long conversation as to actually why I'm here, or I can just name drop and you guys will let me out.
I'm not sure it'll be that straightforward, but I feel like you're good to try unless Saroji has other ideas.
Anybody? Who wants the long and who wants the short?
I could go with the long.
We've got all night.
All right, cool. So the Brood.
That's quick.
You piqued my interest. Continue.
You guys, from what I've heard, have done the dumb. Or something along those lines. I wasn't super paying attention as to what got you into a stupid situation. As more as you need someone with my particular set of skills to find the people that are, I don't know, trying to kill you?
Oh, you mean the time that somebody broke into our house, tried to kill all of us, and nearly got away with killing my brother?
I was literally trying to eat food.
I just wanted to eat, man. I wasn't even ready for a fight.
Do the math, carry the 3. Yes, that. Which, by the way, you guys are just blind. There was a clear path down that alleyway.
You think the insults are gonna help get him free faster, Zeroji?
I don't think so.
That seems a bit strange.
I mean, you guys are free to leave if you so choose. I'm the one stuck in here.
You only took your weapons, right?
I mean, he took my weapons and my pack. He did a very thorough search, if you know what I mean.
Roll
Oh,
deception.
please elaborate.
I really hope I roll high.
Roll insight, you 3. One total belief.
Damn.
Oh.
Don't worry, I believe you.
2 total beliefs from the brothers, but 1, the artificer is skeptical.
It didn't seem
Something
to go
about your
that.
tone of voice gave it away.
I was being suggestive.
Getting into the castle, you can probably get out of this cage.
I mean, how much
Yeah,
you trust
most likely.
Iris Cages?
Looks pretty sturdy.
What do you know of the people who are upset that they robbed our mansion and we didn't die?
On a scale of 1 to 10, nothing. I'm not from around here. In fact, I was in the middle of a job, was interrupted by someone pretty attractive. Dragon wings, blue hair. He ruined it a little bit, but basically scooped me up and put me here. Ish. The whole magic castle thing put me close. Told me to look for you guys, that you needed help with, you know, that whole thing that we just talked about.
Brood, give us a passphrase. Did he tell you the nature of our mission? Who we're hunting?
Well, she did, yes.
And who is that?
That's a great question. She didn't ask mine, I didn't ask hers. I'm not one for names typically. I do a
No,
job.
our
The name of the
quarry.
person we're hunting.
Oh, someone named Kermit?
In the short term, sure. We're asking more.
That's
I'm
short
assuming we're
term.
asking long term.
What's the
Oh.
long term?
Long term. Right.
If you truly did speak with the Brood, I'm sure they shared with you the mission they shared with us.
You mean the whole god cycle thing?
Right. What's the name of our quarry, though? Who are we tasked with killing?
How do we know you weren't sent from the person we're hunting? The person we're meant to defeat.
Let me see here. Let me check my notes. Looks at his hand and acts like he's flipping through a book. I remember this. I swear. It's in here somewhere. I know it is. Ah. Oh, let's see. Page 5, paragraph 4, line 3. Legion.
And Legion is currently occupying.
Oh, just the nitty gritty, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of how this works.
Man, this chill music for live actually transfers over pretty well over a bot.
I've got that bot muted.
I've been enjoying
Or
this
Kit.
music.
No music for Kit.
I don't think you actually told me that. I'm
It's not really
looking.
pertinent information. They're just continuing to question you for the hell of it.
Pretty much.
I mean, that's the name I was seeking originally, was the name of the one that Legion is occupying.
Yeah, the lovely dragon lady didn't tell me. Just Legion. I mean, she went into a little bit detail about the vessel of Legion, and you gotta find them to stop the cycle. But the
Guess they
name
were
of the
relying on us to fill in the blank for you. Seems a little odd for them to leave out, but
I mean, I don't understand how they work.
I think if you were sent by
well, sent by the
our
lovely dragon
enemies,
lady, but she did name drop her boss, Lo Fu.
Wrong, backwards.
Lao Fu?
Palu.
Did I?
I don't remember the name Falu, I'm gonna be honest.
What?
dude from the Brood, savior from Legion.
Are you sure?
I got
Palu.
Did I? Oh, I backwards that. Whoops.
You
Good
did.
job, Brain.
Malu in my notes. Huh. All things considered, I think we can trust him.
Yeah, I feel like
Well-
if he had malicious intent for us, he would have attacked
He
us.
wouldn't
while
have
we
done
were
this
in there.
route.
He would have attacked
Yeah.
us back in the alleyway.
Following you guys like all day.
I
You
don't
made that
know if we
apparent.
can implicitly trust him, but the
Oh
He's
no,
not trying to
information he
kill us.
has would
explicitly
Wait.
don't trust me, but do
and
I'm telling the truth, but you shouldn't. Nope, that's not how that works.
We recently lost our eyes. How
He
are
seems
you?
to have better eyes than us.
I have 2 of those, and the ability to read things in a certain gibberish that my persuasion uses.
I can't seem to understand what you're going for. Did I do it, guys? Did I do it?
Good job. Proud of you. Would you like a cookie?
No, I don't eat cookies. High cholesterol or something. I don't know. How does that work?
High
Stick
sugar.
of butter then?
the
God, are you my grandma?
He's
I don't
either
keep company
being
with
honest and is
people.
here to help us, or he's a really convincing liar. Either way, we could really use the help.
I, yeah, pretty sure he's can lie, but I don't think he's lying about this because we haven't told anybody about the information he has. So
Quote a very wise sage: "Our list of allies grows thin." I'm gonna pull the lever to open the door.
Xavier drops into an alligator pit.
Wrong lever!
Take a 10 to just open the door.
pull the other lever to open the door.
I
As you're
put my
fiddling
foot
with
on
the
the
door.
bar so that
As
if
you're
the
fiddling-
bottom opens, I'm still there.
As you're fiddling with the door, you do hear the latch open within the lock, and you pull your lockpick out before it snaps on you. But yeah, the other part of that does happen as well. A soaking wet Xavier comes back up from the empty crocodile pit because that was banned a while ago.
The child was fine, and they were asking for it. They started it.
You were the
really
child.
label those? Maybe just like a little bit of
It doesn't change anything. He started it.
coloring, like green for alligator. But man, that's interesting.
Considering who this place, this area belongs to, it doesn't surprise me. And I have only seen her once.
Which again, you guys missed a clear trail in the alleyway. Just
Oh, you've mentioned.
just wanting to make sure that you know. But since they are kind of my kind of people, probably not go back tonight.
I I
Brilliant.
don't think going in the night is a good idea.
I swear, kid, if you're just waiting for another reason to say that's because you're the smart one, I'm gonna flip a lid. I'm gonna throw you out of this channel.
User was banned from the server.
Tease. I started a meme in the other game, so all three of the characters in the other game are smart ones, and then Kit, being the DM of that game, brought it over to this game now.
Well,
He just wanted in on the fun.
I think he has plenty of fun making Kjort's and Diort's voices.
Kjort has a high voice, and Diort has a low voice that is coming from a high voice.
It sounds like it's coming from a high voice. Right?
Yes.
Now, one of y'all had a list, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
List
That's
with
true.
names on it.
Yeah. That
What-
does exist.
What exactly is the details behind that list?
Found it on a job board, kind of looks like a hit list that has the name of my trainer paladin on it. The only reason I still have it. My trainer paladin didn't recognize any names, so I'm still trying to ask around to figure out what this is or who it's from.
So are you trying to just find out about the list, kill the people on the list? What's the
I'd like to know
end
the
goal on
intent
that?
behind the list. If they're trying to kill my paladin trainer, I'm not going to take very kindly to that.
I would also be upset.
They're probably trying to kill the people on the list.
Like I said, wouldn't be a fan.
Yeah, and that name, Finson Doral, you might want to cross that out.
What is that?
Because you're looking at him.
I mean, you're not dead, are you?
No, but if you try, it's best that you don't.
I mean, I'm not trying to kill the people on this list.
No, that's why I'm saying you should probably cross that out.
No,
And
this
not
is a list of people that we found and the one crossed out is presumably dead. The rest are
Right.
alive. So
right.
if we cross it off, you would be
Dead, according to
but
this
you're
list.
alive.
Right,
Hence,
that's the
uncrossed.
purpose of me telling you this.
Yeah, but I
Right.
can't cross it off because you're still alive.
And this is the only list. There would be a list on each board. This is just a personal list. And it would confuse us to have your name crossed off. Unless you die. I mean, if you ever do die, we will
just-
cross you off.
Temporarily,
Oh
if you
my.
died and you were brought back somehow, I mean, that would be up for debate. We'll have to decide that when we get there, but for now, I
Really
think it's
depends
best
on
to leave
the
your name uncrossed.
intent behind the list.
I could have a better conversation with these iron bars.
I don't think that'd be as
So-
interesting.
So are you wanting us to call you Vincent Doral, or do you want us to call you Renus like you had mentioned earlier?
Let's just say Finn. And if anybody asks what my name actually is, it's Renus. It's a joke as to why you call me Finn.
All right, Ren, let's go.
Really, Kit?
What?
They do use a rapier. I'm just saying. We can pinch and then have some oral.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's like right there. It's like practically spelled it. Fens and oral. Fence and oral. It's right there. It's not even a reach.
But it could be a reach around.
It could be.
But
then
what do you
it
got
would
for
be
his
and
last name?
oral.
So. I gotta look away from Discord.
Oh my god, this report's gonna be much more complicated than I thought. Fuck.
You're gonna need a lot of paper. Now, I need to talk to a
I'm more
guard
worried
about my
about
weapons.
not telling the guard about the brood. That's the real reason why we let you out. I can't actually say.
That falls under the category of your problem. My problem is a shitty guard that has my weapons.
No need to be rude to the guards. All they did was try to protect the castle.
Is the
We can get it
guard
back
really
when we
that
turn in your
shitty for
report.
catching your disguise?
It wasn't the guard, it was the pissed off wizard that I didn't have sex with.
If I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd have 3 nickels. It's not a lot. It's weird that it happened that many times.
Well, I wonder if that invitation is open. Maybe it'll make her happy.
Will it make her happy, or will it just temporarily fill the void?
Well, it would temporarily fill her void.
Ha!
Or Liz.
Luckily, the Adventurers Guild doesn't have a, as far as I'm aware, because I haven't looked into it, a sexual harassment kind of thing, you know?
Oh,
Bit
yeah,
awkward.
no, I imagine that'll be part of the insurance division, though.
Yeah, that'll be the insurance division's problem. I'm just gonna not as much as I can.
Or compliance. Maybe compliance.
The HR department. That doesn't exist yet.
I mean, Dior kind of fills that role. Considering she's in charge of hiring and stuff.
You say she?
He?
You did just let it slip.
Whoopsie.
Damn it, Kit.
I'm now more confused.
That person is your character too.
Shh. Nothing happened.
So what are we gonna tell them? Because don't think we can really tell them about the brood, so we've got to tell them something for why we let them out.
Yeah.
Some extended family member of yours hired me to help you kill the people that tried to kill you.
I mean, could just say that.
Maybe Kelly ran into him on her way out of town and
That'd be a good
sent
one.
him our way.
We don't have to worry about coming up with fake extended family. They already know about Callie.
We could just say something about the fact that you have a quarrel with the guild. You have heard about the hit on us, or whatever, that we were marked. figured we could help you get back at him.
For coin, of course.
Of course. Fake, not real coin in this situation. However,
I imagine whatever coin we find while we're there, we can split.
Yeah, that might be fair. Yeah, I'm not really good at the whole lying thing, so so whatever you think would be the best course of action for that, it's up to you, Xavier.
Pretty easy to lie on a piece of paper.
plenty of time to think about it.
Yeah, it's just if they come back to question you afterwards.
I mean, it's a guild of assassins that, from what I've seen, that try to kill people after robbing them in their own homes. I don't think it's kind of hard to make up a reason to not like those guys.
True.
I mean, I'm pretty familiar with one of those things.
Guys? Assassinating people?
Oh, yeah, definitely that one. That I only kill people.
I mean, you're only talking to us right now. You obviously do more than that.
Yeah,
And it's actually the other thing. I'm really good at stealing things. Which actually begs the question of how I ended up on the board, because I know I have left 0 traces anywhere.
I still know what this board is for.
uh,
One names on the list is a paladin.
I mean, you could talk to Arya and see if you can find out mutually pissed off person.
yeah, but she just left town, so it's kind of hard to do that.
She'll be back.
Not for a while.
We're in a giant magic city and you can't communicate with someone far away.
And she's not in the city, of course.
Yep, doesn't understand my point. Got it.
Thank you for your question.
Pretty sure he's referring to something like a sending stone or a sending spell or something to communicate
Oh no,
long
I don't have
distances.
any of that.
Yeah, I don't either, but I'm sure there's somebody here that does.
He might be thinking about a cell phone.
Where's that pit
Or
at? I need to jump in on my head.
Cell phone.
Yeah, we get it. We get it.
And
We
I
got
thought,
it the first time.
and I thought wizards were supposed to be smart. Ugh.
He knows how to cast spells. He's a wizard.
You know how to cast spells. You're not a wizard.
Smart and funny are two very different
Jay.
things. For sure.
Oh, I guess we might as well get you your weapons back in case if something
Fire.
happens. What about fire?
No, just in case there's a fire.
Why would there be a fire? Is that normal here?
I mean, it's not unheard of.
You'd think they'd have a protection against that, seeing as lots of books probably here.
Yeah, I would imagine any fire that starts here would be out just about
Pretty
as quick.
immediate.
One of the levers reads Hellfire. Pull only in a case of extreme torture session.
Step away from the cell door.
Same.
Anyway, let's go about getting you re-geared, my friend.
As you guys leave Aryur's chambers, there is a small-statured woman holding a longbow and a rapier. She looks up at Fen, very teary-eyed, and said, I trusted you. Why did you leave me?
That guard's a dick.
Oh boy, would you
Oh.
look at the time? I guess it's time for us to go find that guard. Good luck, buddy.
So you have some
Hi.
follow-up business to attend to.
I see you need some privacy.
Here are our quarters when you need to catch up with us.
She drops the rapier and longbow, which you can very clearly see are yours, and runs off crying.
Was actually going to tell you why, but if you're gonna leave, you can, like, okay.
You sure you shouldn't chase after her? She seems pretty upset. It's probably only gonna get worse.
Haste is a strong word. I'm gonna leisurely mosey in that direction.
Tsunderes don't chase.
Are you just gonna leave the bow and the rapier here? I don't know.
Actually not.
Okay.
Definitely pick those up.
Let's go make our report. And then we already gave him directions to where we're sleeping.
Sure you did.
So,
I said that.
I'm teasing.
so that he can kill us in our sleep?
I mean, saves the Shadow Guild the trouble.
And being an unaffiliated party, it would mean that it wouldn't be against any contract violations. And then I would go to the Shadow Guild and get paid after the fact, if that's what I was doing.
I feel like if the Shadow Guild paid you to kill us, that would still be a violation of the contract.
That's if the Mages Guild found out and I didn't just disappear after that. Sleep tight.
Leilana's gambit worked. She ran off before you could explain yourself because she wanted you to chase her. Or walk calmly after her, whatever the case may be. The other three head to their or their rooms to rest. And Liz, you tell Lean to set up another cot for yet another person that will be sleeping in Sophie's office.
Yep.
Nothing particularly of interest happens during the night. Fen, whatever you and Leilana had come to an agreement on happened. And morning happens.
And I am up and in front of the door before anybody else knows what existence is.
Because trances are a thing again for you.
Because trances are a thing.
And everyone else manage their own schedule of awakeness. Sophie actually kind of trundles his way into the room. He's pretty short and squat, so he gets past you without much hassle, obviously. Door opens, he walks by, gets to his desk, and just starts reading. Doesn't even notice you're there, just starts reading from one of the large books on his desk.
I'll start writing up that report. That way Sophie can pass it along.
I thought you already wrote it.
Did I write it last night? Did I have time before I went to bed?
I don't know.
I would
thought
like
you
to
were
have
writing
gotten
it
it
while we were
done.
talking.
With what? I don't carry paper around with me.
I do!
Yeah, but you save that for important shit.
And this wasn't?
I don't know. The guard
It's not
report
like you're
is
just
kind of...
scrawling nudes while we're chatting with him.
You don't just have a dot matrix printer in your backpack?
What's the Matrix?
Dot
Say-
matrix. Sure.
Xavier obviously got the report handed in punctually because Xavier's the responsible one.
I disagree.
When the
I'd
need
agree.
arises, I can be
Of
less responsible, like lying to the guard about what transpired. But
of the two brothers, Xavier is the more responsible one.
However, whatever Xavier wrote is a bit up for question because only Xavier himself knows what he wrote, if he remembers what he wrote.
mostly the stuff that I had said earlier, I would have gone for.
So there ends up being a mix of Zeroji's suggestion, Liz's suggestion, and Xavier's suggestion on the report.
Everybody's correct. Nobody's wrong.
Hallie had told Fen, who is of extended family, and it just kind of escalated from there. It was an amazing story for a report. It ended up being 3 pages long, but you still managed a full rest, a full long rest afterwards too. So it works in your favor.
Yep.
What also worked in your favor is when you handed in the report, the guard across the counter from you went, thanks. Did the whole stab the report on one of the pieces of on like one of those huge things where you basically just make sure it stays there and doesn't fall off anywhere. Probably gets thrown out later without ever being looked at. But you wrote the report. You got it done.
Anyone were to look at it, it would make sense.
There
Xavier
are
was
reasons
very
there for why you are
eloquent.
no longer in the jail cell. Indeed.
And about an hour after everything has transpired from everyone waking up, Sophie finally goes, who's this one?
I've been cured the whole. Wow. It was that long? I'm surprised.
Lean
He's
hasn't
someone we're gonna
served
keep
my
an eye on
coffee
that we're
yet.
hoping can help us out with our problems.
Lean, where's my coffee? He's forgotten about you guys again.
Does fit in with you guys. Super perceptive.
I think we might as well get started on this trail before it gets. Well, we still have plenty of daylight left.
Is that what you all plan to do?
We're gonna try to use the scrying mirror or whatever to see Burrito, our little Kermit man. Or have we done that already? I can't remember.
It is a new day, and I hate that you rolled those. All right. Well, are you gonna use that 4 to make sure that burrito? Wait, you have to see him. Good, we're good. I lucked out. I keep forgetting you have to actually see the person in order to incite the roll.
Correct.
All right.
Oh, I hope
so
he's not
he
resisting. We are
needs
trying to help
to
him.
make a. It's not something that they have an option of.
Ah. Interesting.
What was the save? What was the save? Charisma? Wisdom. I can roll that. That's one of those. Roll. He saves. Just hands down. Base 18 saves. So the scry attempt fails, and further attempts would only get more difficult.
Just a one and done. I'm fine with that.
Well,
I forget what Bertio's plus is to that save, but I can definitely tell you that in this case, it succeeded.
Don't worry, Burrito. We're coming to rescue you, whether you want it or not.
They don't get a choice on scry. It literally says.
Yeah.
Please do not resist.
I'm here to help.
It also is like it could be anyone scrying. They don't know the origin of the scry. So
I mean, everybody of immediate danger to them is in their vicinity, so.
Scry attempt failed.
since
Well, I guess we just go find this alleyway that Ren or Fen or whatever his name is so keen on letting us know that we missed.
it's Renus.
Sure, Ren. Whatever you say, buddy.
yeah, let's get moving.
All right. Oh, I don't want to generate a light source off of Liz. I want to floppy guys back here again. And now, if you guys, you don't need to roll initiatives at the moment, but just be aware that I will call for it soon. But you guys are back there at the beginning of this street. Zeroji, the kind shopkeeper, waves at you. Just in greeting, not in actually, hey, come talk.
I will wave back to him.
There is again just a guard patrolling up here.
So where was this trail that you had mentioned?
Ben had you had initially noticed the thief can't on the corner of this building. And you followed the trail for a little bit back again to the corner of the same building. And basically that's kind of as far as you went, because otherwise you would have lost your quarry, which was the 3.
It's down this way, and I will start going that way.
I'll follow.
And an extra detail, Ren, that you know is that there was, yes, at least last night, a couple rough-looking types that were just kind of standing and chatting around here. So basically, when you guys, I like that you flipped yourself over again. Get to there.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh god!
I was trying to move it, and then you moved it,
and you
it fucked
teleported.
shit up.
Oh no! Now everyone's doing it.
The best part is I found it out on accident and was like,
there it is.
yeah.
You. You see a couple ruffians. They're just sitting there talking. It is not the same ruffians that you had seen last night. So, who they are, what they might be doing there, you're not sure. But your thieves' cant continues leading further into the alleyway as it is, basically across their line of sight. They don't currently see you guys or care about you guys as it is, anyways. At the moment, they're just talking amongst themselves.
Okay.
Perhaps we should have invested in 2 disguises before we came on this adventure.
I can make one of us invisible.
That doesn't seem particularly helpful at the moment.
I mean, it's a pretty good disguise.
Eh,
I would need 10 minutes, but I could put one on. Not that I need one.
Yeah, I feel like that's less important for you to be disguised.
I think our armor kind of would give away our position with even if we were invisible.
You got a good point, and I would not take off my armor anyway, so
Depending
guess
on what
I'll-
you think these guys are, well, they have different assortments of armor themselves. Just even these two, one is actually in medium armor, one is in light armor. So it's not necessarily that you guys would be out of place, except for not being members of the guild, if anything.
I think it was more so invisible plus loud armor is still loud armor.
Hmm.
Oh, that's why I
yeah,
just
I wouldn't
strip
be the one to go.
whenever I go invisible.
You just strip whenever you go invisible.
Yeah, full nude.
There's like 5 minutes of clanging and then.
Oh no, it's more like a quiet swish. I wear comfortable clothes. It's not stripping out of need, it's out of freedom.
I see. Where did you say the thieves' cant extends to?
That's as far as you really explored at the moment, but it does say to continue down the alleyway.
How high is the roof?
All right, you guys get blasted, but no, I'm kidding. The first part of the roof, because this is just a small roof, this one is about 5 feet up, and then this one is another 10 feet up from there, basically. Since this is basically, it's a roof, but it's a very small roof because it's leading to what is basically a porch. So it's basically roofing supplies, like what you see there, the flour and the pots and stuff.
Is that line of sight to them or no?
If you hold your left click down, it'll ping somewhere. Where are you wanting to get to the roof on?
Here, but I just want to be out of line of sight of them to do so.
Yeah, if you do so from like back here, you'll be out of their line of sight. So are you doing that?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Give me
climb up
an
on the roof.
athletics, which is the climb.
What about
Plus-
acrobatics instead?
Can I fly up
Explain.
there and assist
I want
them?
you to explain to me what you're going to do to acrobatically get up there.
4.
With more than just parkour.
Let me think about how this will actually work. It's gonna be like some gymnastic bullshit of doing like a handspring to get higher up to the first one, and then try and keep momentum and doing a quick wall run, and then grabbing the ledge and swinging my foot to catch the ledge as well, and then just rolling onto the roof.
Take it. You want to know what mine was going to be?
Hmm?
Take a running start, step, 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 run off the corner of the wall, and just leap from there acrobatically over to here.
Can he take advantage if I help him since I can fly?
He cannot because he is flailing his limbs all over the place. You would get kicked.
I think it would be like advantage if someone were to give me a like foot up kind of thing, where I run
However-
into the foot being thrown up.
Your description is actually good too, so let me get your acrobatics roll off of it. It isn't. I will allow this. It's definitely not as clean as you would have hoped, but you do manage to get up there. There is definitely enough rises between one portion of the roof, the deck portion that you can do a little jump off from, slip that you had, and you played it off well as you get to the top of the roof. You're now. Well, that wasn't what I wanted to do, but you're up there. If you have the ruler out, you can move, and you have your character token selected. If you're on it, you can press the spacebar to move it to the end of the ruler.
Neat. Okay.
Also, if you have the ruler out, you can go out and then hold control, and then you can click, and it'll set a point there,
Yeah.
and have fun with that.
Totally remembered that. Maybe.
I'll tell you again later.
Yeah.
Real quickly, and this is something you need to. This is like a spot movement. You saw movement over on a different roof, and now you need to roll stealth real quick to keep your own self hidden. That was real quick. You're like, oh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
I was already hovered on it. I was like, wait, shit. For two things of them, but also, oh, there's something else.
There seems to be. You are not alone on the roofs, as there is a person, slowly, not crouch walking, so to speak, but just kind of going from corner to corner on the roof, but much slower than that. He kind of just like taking a seat, and stays there every now and then. You caught him in the midst of one of his transitions, so he basically was going from this corner and then just starts sitting over here, and begins fiddling with a hunk of wood and a pocket knife.
Is this roof around the same height as this roof?
For intents and purposes, yes, because they seem about the same brightness. And this roof is
A little
under
lower?
them. It's under them, but you can take the awning of this one.
Okay.
Ping's happening faster down to the red roof and then over to the other roof.
Basically, I'm just trying to work it as like, can I LOS him using this roof and just elevation on the roof that I'm on, so that I can, let's see here, like this, staying low. Nope. Hold control.
And then click.
Then click. Okay.
Yep.
And then kind of do this kind of thing. And basically, I'm just trying to see if there's any more thieves' cant that I can see around here, or no.
Well, considering he hasn't called out already, before we get to you doing that, what are the other three of you doing? Are you guys just waiting for him to do a scouting routine for the thieves' cant?
I mean, this man seems like he knows what's going on. I'm just kind of keep an eye out for people that might cause problems.
I'm gonna send my owl to keep an eye on our surroundings. Make sure we're not being watched.
Keep in mind that your owl got kidnapped by these people last time and might be able to see it again and know we're around.
I mean, I'm under the assumption that they already know we're around. Because we're kind of in their territory.
It's fair. I'll give you that.
The shopkeep is already snitched on you guys.
Alright. Where are you sending your owl to?
Probably along here, just because this is at least the city guard that would see the owl.
Assuming they're not in the pockets of the guild.
I mean,
True.
I have a suggestion, but I'll leave that to myself because I'm up here.
And
I personally would just send him straight up to fly in circles and kind of look down on us.
above, yeah, we can do that and just pretend he's a vulture or something from far away. Do you want a perception check?
An owl-like vulture.
An owl-like vulture.
You mean a vulture like owl?
Bird-like owl.
An owl like owl?
It's a fiend owl that's pretending to be an owl that's pretending to be a vulture. In a birdly fashion. Does that clear it up?
No.
Does it caw like a crow?
No. It screeches
Does
like
it
an
wiggle
even
to and
mouse.
fro?
Do you need a perception roll from it? Perception.
I need 2 things from you. First,
I lack
I need
permission to
his
update
what will be
actor.
his oh so amazing stealth roll, because I know he has a 13 for Dex.
Owl.
And second, you have a fiend owl that you can control now, so plop him where you wanted him.
+1. Okay, well, here's the stealth. 19.
Hey,
That owl's doing a great job pretending to be an owl, pretending to be a vulture.
Doing a better job than I would be.
And then
That's
here
for sure.
are
Would that be
Deception.
deception instead of stealth?
Well,
take the 22 on that one.
all right, place him where you wanted him.
Where is my bird?
oh, it's right
Camouflaged.
here.
Oh, okay.
Neat. It's not there anymore, but
So blended in, I couldn't even see it.
Can you move it?
No.
Well, I gave you permissions. Why not?
It said don't have permissions to update bird.
Oh, I didn't save those permissions. Hold on a second. Save changes. Now you can move the bird.
whoa! I only could click on stuff and keep track of it.
Alright, so this is kind of just... my range is 100 feet, so we'll say this is... Oop. Just circling around up there.
All right.
Does it see anything with its owly 22s?
It also sees. It also perceives that person that is on the roof and the 2 ruffian-looking dudes.
Does the person on the roof look suspicious?
I mean, he's whittling away at some wood with a pocket knife.
Oh, that's the most suspicious of actions.
Nice. Not even a dagger. What a fool.
Were the other 2 of you going to do any actions?
Oh no, I'm just chilling.
Liz?
I'd keep an eye out behind us just to make sure nobody comes sneaking up behind us.
That's also.
And Fen, you can do your action in full now. So you ended up over here, is what you said, right?
Yep.
And as you peer over the roof to try to take a look around, give me another perception check.
$17.
It's faint because you're far away from it, so you can't make out exactly what it says, but you know that there's more thieves' cant around here. But considering the gist of what the past thieves' cants have been saying, it probably says go further.
Yep. Okay. Okay. I am gonna go back to the group. Cause. Yep. Discussion is gonna need to be made.
Alrighty. And Zeroji, your owl sees, because of how high it is and just the perception that it has looking down on everything, it does see Fen pretty much returning to the group at this point. Nothing else out of the ordinary is happening.
Probably take out the watchman on the roof first.
And
You have no issues making it back to the group.
yeah, just
Oh, you can
Yep.
also use arrow keys to move your character.
Oh, thank you. Okay. I haven't used Foundry before, so I'm
It takes some getting
learning.
used to for sure. Yeah.
It's
Causes panic
different.
attacks. Causes panic attacks.
Reason why the shift to Foundry is happening is because they allow modules, and then I get pissed at the modules for 4 hours and give up.
Yep. All right. So besides the two that are just out in the open, there's also one on the roof. And we're going to either have to go out and come back in from a different alleyway or go through them all. But from what I could gather, we have to keep going.
I think we take out the one on the roof.
Probably be the best way to go about it.
Is there a way to take him out without alerting the others?
Be very
Or letting
quick.
him alert the others.
I could probably be able to do that.
I mean, us three could cause a commotion down here while he sneaks up behind. I'd keep him facing this direction.
Yeah, but then that would attract the other two, and then we just have to fight all of them. That would
That's also us creating commotion in the heart of a territory of a people we have marked us.
That's
Probably not in our
true.
best interest.
So I could take care of the one on the roof, and then you guys could drop down on the other two.
Was he just staying on a single roof, or was he moving around or anything?
He was
He's
moving
still
around
there.
on that roof,
Yeah, he's still there right now.
just kind of moving from one corner to another, staying there for a period of time, and just rinse repeat. Basically looking for people like me.
You hear some raucous laughter coming from the deck above as these two just begin walking away.
Oh, that leaves just the lookout.
People haven't come to replace them, then that just made things easier. We might as well take this chance to take him out while we have the opportunity.
We'll come around the corner. Does Liz have telepathy, or is that
That's my one-shot character that has that.
one shot? Okay, I was trying to remember which.
Milo.
Yep.
Okay, well, if we're going now, up I go.
Alright, I'll have my owl signal us when you're ready.
Alrighty, give me another stealth roll. You can use the same acrobatics roll you already had. You have experience with it once, so it's obvious you can do it again. You are very happy with that stealth roll. So tell me your path, or at least line it out with the ruler, so I know where exactly you're trying to go with this.
Well, I also want to get another look at a roof, so done. No. Okay. And I think if I get like right in here, basically hugging that roof, I want to look at this roof to see if there's anybody there, and also see if he's alone, since distance and stuff.
You have no issues getting to there, so roll a perception check then. Look at how easy that is.
Yeah, that's kind of convenient. 14. Question on that. Because 5e doesn't let you roll below your passive. Do you follow that or no?
I didn't know that was a thing.
On perception, insight, and investigation, on those 3 that you actually have passives on, 5e basically states that you can't roll below your passive.
Are you proficient?
I'm not just proficient in it. I have expertise in perception.
Then, can you bring up that rule for me? I'll allow it for now, but I do want to read that rule just to make sure. But do that later.
I mean, it's
going
just
off
one.
Of the 15.
So, yeah.
You do not see anyone on the roof across the way from you, and in fact, he is still in your view, and it seems like he is still the only one there.
Okay.
But I will say that these 2 guys are back in your line of sight as you creep forward, potentially to see as you were creeping forward across the roof this way. Yeah, ping, please, thank you. But they still just seem like they're just chatting with a shopkeep at this point.
Okay. So this'll lay it out. I don't know the exact rule, but it does talk about exactly what I'm talking about, and also it is explained by Jeremy Crawford that the floor is your passive because it's something that's always active. You'll have to scroll down to the comment that's number 29. I don't know how that works or has 29 upvotes. And that goes into the conversation with Crawford and the interviewer.
Cool. That's actually pretty good. Sure. That works. You guys can never outright fail perceptions unless you roll a nat 1, because I love those.
Yeah, I still fair with that one because like a bug flies in your eye. Fucking sucks.
Alrighty. So there's never really a penalty not to roll perception checks then, unless I'm going to. I will still count actively rolling a perception check as an action for a round, though. That's still going to be that. So you still have your passive perception to perhaps look out for things, and that won't cost your action. But if you want to actively check further than your passive, then that will cost your action. But that's actually a rule anyways, so.
Yeah, that obviously completely fine with. I've got 2 different DMs that see that different ways. One person just, follows that as like it's your passive.
Hey man, as long as I get my nat 1s in there, I'm good.
Yeah, you can't roll below it. And another one that's like you either choose your passive or you roll and you take what you roll. And I was like, I don't really like that, but okay.
That seems fair to me. Either you get your average or
well,
you
the thing is
while looking around.
And I like the way that Crawford words it is your passive is just your innate ability of being perceptive. Some people are more perceptive than others. And so therefore, if you're actively looking, like you can't be below your floor, which is your passive.
Is this active for all skill checks like that?
I think it's only those that have the passive indicator, so passive perception, passive investigation, and passive insight.
All right.
I don't necessarily know if that's that way for all other trained skills. I would actually have to look at the rule book to see if that's the case. But I know for those that specifically mark as passive, yes.
Alrighty. I will keep that in mind. And your stealth check was high as fuck anyway, so we can keep going.
Okay.
Excellent.
So
and-
how? Go ahead.
Zeroji, same way as Fen saw those ruffians. It's not that they have really walked far enough away. They might still be able to hear on any action that happens, but they are. Your owl does tell you that they are currently still on the road. You can continue Reaper as well now, unless
Yeah.
Zeroji you had an action too.
I mean, I am able to attack very quietly at the same time he does, and that's what I'm waiting for him to be in position.
Alrighty.
Do
Then back-
either of you two have silent attacks?
I know someone attacks with thunder.
An arrow would be pretty quiet.
I could throw my quarterstaff at him.
Milo?
Milo.
Milo's in here.
Oh, damn it, Liz.
I don't really have much that's quiet. And the quietest things I would have would be a spell, but then all those have vocal components.
Okay.
It's not like you have to shout them from the rooftops. You can.
I will point out that all those having vocal components still needs to be overheard over the din of the road.
Are you saying that they need to be heard in order to cast, or heard in order to make noise?
As in, there is a din on the road currently that might help conceal any casting that you wanted to make because of just how loud the road naturally gets for being a market road.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure about that.
And I think a spell showing up might be easier to spot, but I can try to cast something as quietly as I can.
Reaper, your dot is at the end of the owl, and I at first went, how did the owl take damage?
What?
Your dot's
can see
red
each other's
where your mouse
icons.
is? Yeah.
Oh, that's weird because my mouse was on a different monitor.
Yeah, that's just where if you alt tabbed, it just was there. It was just funny because it's like, the owl took damage already? What happened? It only has like 1 health.
How the fuck? Okay. So I'm gonna wait until it's a fresh round.
We're at the top of the round whenever.
Okay. And then I'm gonna burn my bonus action to steady aim so that I have advantage on the next attack roll. And since I have advantage in Elven Accuracy, it means I can roll 3d20 effectively.
Mhm.
So let's see if any of these hit. Okay, that I was not expecting that to do that way. How do you want to do this? Because I don't know how to roll just the d20 in Foundry.
Okay, if you go to the chat, you see the dice along the bottom of the screen? You can just tap one of those and then add your modifier.
You can still use Beyond as well. I'm not sure if you have your Beyond page up to use that.
Well, I do, and it rolled it, but it also rolls damage and sneak attack damage.
Mhm.
And I don't know how that's gonna work whenever I roll 3d20s and it gives me 3 different results of damage.
So this is still 1 attack, right?
It is still 1 attack.
So
Just that I've given myself advantage by using steady aim, and since I have advantage in Elven Accuracy, I re-roll one of the d20s. So effectively, I roll 3d20s to determine the roll of one attack.
So, in this sense, I would just do /R 3d20 KH. And then
KH?
plus, yep, KH, and then plus your mod.
KH would be keep highest.
Oh, okay. So
Nat 20.
okay. Shitballs.
Nat 20 indeed. So you did 19 damage, because I can still take that damage roll for that.
Well, he would need to roll crit damage, wouldn't
So
he?
you need to, yep, you need to roll your sneak attack again. So you did base 19, plus another sneak attack, plus another d8. So that is 2d6 and 1d8. And if you have any feats that give you another bonus
I
to that as well.
only have the one feat. I don't know how to also do another in one line. So /R 2d6.
In this case, I would just click the dice on the bottom. So I click 2d6 and click 1d8, and it does it for me because I'm lazy. 1d8 plus 2d6. Yep. /R 1d8 plus 2d6.
I clicked it. It's not adding another die 6.
Do you click it twice?
Clicking it a lot. It's only doing one.
Weird.
Okay, well, I'll do that. What? Why didn't it? Oh, there it goes. That was weird.
And I have 5 bajillion dice. Plus another 8, so you did 27 damage to this individual who was whittling away, completely unknowing of your presence, which your owl has also prompted your guys' actions. So if you two had, or if you three had held actions that you wanted, they would also go off simultaneously.
Yep, I'm using Mind Sliver.
I got nothing.
Is Mind Sliver a save?
Mind Sliver is... Target must make an intelligence save. 14 is the...
Intelligence save.
Yeah.
Alright,
Hold our
let
portents
me...
because we don't need it here.
Hopefully.
He did save.
Okay. In that case, nothing happens.
And Liz?
But I can't move myself anymore. Why can't I? Oh, I have ruler
Because
select.
you're on the wrong thing. You were on the ruler.
Yep.
I think the only thing I could really do that would make sense would be to cast Magic Missile.
Well, I know you don't need to roll for that one, so roll damage. Good. Average.
Why did it roll 2? Oh, I hit the
Does
wrong
someone
button.
casted Tasha's Caustic Brew all of a sudden?
It was right underneath it, so I hit that instead.
And below average.
Damn, 3 1s
So-
on a D4 in a row. That's real unfortunate.
8, 10 damage in the form of magic missiles. And Xavier, did you have anything that you could have done?
Oh god, no. I could throw my staff at him, but I'm gonna choose not to.
You don't have
Okay.
a bow?
No.
The arrow hit simultaneously with a Mind Sliver that was resisted, but it wasn't resisted because he actually saved against it. It was resisted because the arrow plunked through his brain immediately as he got plunked by 3 magic missiles in the chest, and he falls off the roof over this way quite a ways and isn't just in the crack of the roof now. He disappears from your guys' view. he's most probably super dead, except for the cawing owl who can see him there. Cawing owl flies a little bit further to investigate, and yes, he's super dead. Like
Alright,
super dead.
My favorite
Just
type of
the
dead.
deadest. The skull icon is there now. He's that dead.
let's make our way to the entrance
Oh, no.
then.
Is that the entrance or is it just a walkway?
Definitely not the
That's just where
entrance.
they were standing. Doesn't really
Gotcha.
mean much.
I'm going to move. Nope, that's the right window. Down here, and look for the thieves' camp.
You basically pop your head under the awning of the roof to read the rest of the thieves' cant, keeping your balance, of course. And finishing what you read earlier, it basically says that the next checkpoint will be at a deck further in.
I'm assuming if I look over here, there is thieves' camp on that wall, or this one
There's
here.
not, but you see a deck further in from there. The stairs leading up to a deck, anyways.
Okay. Do I have line of sight on these guys?
I have line of sight on them.
From your current angle, you could pop over the roof, and there's kind of awnings and stuff in the way, but you can catch this guy more than the other. And yes, Zeroji also has line of sight on them. And he's currently, like, thought connected to his familiar, so... Familiar just kind of being eyes in the sky for him.
Yeah. Are they still just in that spot?
Yep, they're still talking.
Hmm. We're either gonna have to ambush these guys, or...
To be fair, there is, again, as I said before, there is a not a loud, like a super loud din for where you guys are at, but as you're looking back there to see them, they're obviously pretty seeable because they're wearing armor and whatnot out in the road, whereas many of the commoners out there are not wearing armor. So it's a busy road still, and since they're just talking, they're not really in anyone's way. But probably you don't know their own pattern right now. So any thoughts on that would be... You're okay. I just lost my own train of thought. You're fine.
I'll motion to everyone else to come this way. Point like down here. See. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to try and stealth past them. I'm gonna hop off the roof this way. Actually, probably this way then. Because I think that's 2 stories, and that's 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and take the stairs. Alright, so that guy probably dead.
Oh,
Assuming.
yeah, super dead.
The other 2 are still out there talking. I think our only option. I mean, we have 2 options. We can try and just casually walk down that next alleyway there, and try and effectively stealth past them, or we can set up an ambush and kill them too when they come back, not where they're at, obviously.
I think if we go one by one, it would be the least suspicious.
Depends on if they're
As you
actually
guys are
looking this
thinking
way.
about it, it seems like the conversation has ended because they begin moving again. Zeroji, your owl sees this and immediately alerts you. But as they took a step towards the alley, they also just continued walking past the alley.
Okay, they moved. Let's go.
And we go. I jumped on the roof for a second. Guess what do
And you
I
get
see in Thieves' Camp?
to the deck, and we will call the game here for the night. Because moving past this point would be to the point that pissed me off and made me quit because I didn't actually get that map completed. Meh.
Meh.
That should be worked out hopefully before 2 weeks from now, unless Kit, do you want to run the one shot not next week but the week after when you come back? Or
I'm
the
down. I
irregular?
mean, we need to finish up the teleportation device.
And
Totally legal teleportation device.
totally legal. Reaper. This one is at you, and if everyone is okay with it, do you want in on the action of the irregular Valehelm?
Specifically on the 28th, no. I will consider doing the one shots, but I cannot do on the 28th.
Perfect.
fine.
That means we can finish up what it's on and then go into the new shit. It's like perfect timing there.
I will say, potentially, if you do decide to join in on the one-shots, because I run the main campaign, I'm kind of exempt from the rule at the moment. But Kit, Will, and V are supposed to switch who's DMing, kind of after they run their own stint of whatever adventures they had. Kit's just had a long run because he's trying to set up the world, and he didn't realize how much bullshit that 3 people can apparently cause in the current time that we've had.
Would go by quick. No, turns out I had to make shit up for 3 days. See if I can ever give you guys 3 days again.
You haven't given us 3 days again since then.
Like, did you expect us to sit around and not do anything for 3 days?
I mean, if you were focused on the task at hand, yes.
Well, what is there to focus on when there's nothing for us to do?
You could sleep.
We did every night.
Oh, now the cat's upset.
You can sense your energy.
But anyways, the point I was getting at there, Reaper, is that you might also be included on potentially joining in on creating one-shots every now and then. It'd be very interspersed, like considering there'd be 4 people in rotation for off DMing for any of the weeks that I'm not DMing the main campaign.
Right.
But yeah.
I like I said, I haven't decided on the one shots or not, but I have done something like this. We called it legally not Legends of Tomorrow. Because it was somewhat based on that of like an event happens in history, there's a little bit of lore to it, and you're shipped out to do that thing, and then once the thing's over, you're done. So that's like the DM session right there. So there's but I get it. I do.
This one, Kit called it West Haven or something. I forget.
West Marches is the style of DMing.
Yeah.
Where you can have different parties and different DMs every week, but it's the same world.
This one is definitely not Legends of Tomorrow-esque, but any crazy, wacky lore you come up with eventually ends up as an actual piece of lore of Valehelm. Basically, everything that Kit has already created, I've already interacted with in some way to potentially add to the main campaign as well.
God.
Not that Kit really knows that.
So that means there's a boat in Riftfell that we have to steal.
Or was already stolen.
I doubt that that's the case.
It's okay. We just have to steal it from a crazy crafter wizard who has recently cast a curse on them for them to vomit up fish every time they try to reveal his secrets.
Okay.
And if they
Wow.
had made different choices, they would have used this to open up a sushi bar, but they opted to go a different route.
That
Who
explains
said the
things.
sushi bar was off the table?
I mean, unless
We're
you
learning
guys go
so
back.
much about irregular at this point, you know? If we lie or try to, or not lie, if we try to talk about this guy, we're gonna throw up fish. We know Kyort's not a boy.
You're already wrong. So okay.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with Kyort.
Kurt just
I'm
has a really high voice!
Wasn't expecting that.
Yep, that is
I'm so
Kyort's voice.
glad Will has a terrible memory for things.
And then
I
Kyort's brother
all I
has
remember
a.
was he.
Diort? It sounds like Diort's talking from a higher voice, trying to force a lower voice.
I was under the impression that Kyort and Dior were the same person, and he referred to one of them as she, which put in my mind both of them as being she. That's where I'm at right now.
Kjort is a halfling, and wait, yes, Kjort is a halfling child, and Diort is someone who always wears a cloak and looks like a halfling on stilts,
Yes.
of about that height, and speaks with Kjort's voice, but it's much lowered.
Yeah. This is all true. And I know it's probably a misdirection, so that's fine, but I am in it. The misdirection, that is.
In it to win it.
I'm
Technically,
not sure
Kyort's
I'm gonna
already
be winning
interacted with you
most.
guys, so that's one thing that's already lore accurate.
Yep.
Diort did nothing wrong.
We never accused Dor of doing something wrong.
Yeah, because of a certain wheel that he spun at a certain festival.
I need to do my crafter dailies.
I think Reaper, I still say Kit was upset that I did not go wild magic sorcerer because he made a wheel of wild magic.
With a D10,000 table.
I have a DM that has done something similar to that for a player in another game because they're also wild magic, and there's a D100 table that is it. I can't remember if it's a D100 table that then you have to roll a D20 off of the results of that table. It's crazy as shit. Like he's gone above and beyond of like what wild magic could do, so that the person playing the wild magic caster has no idea what the results are.
I mean, hey, at some point you might still turn into a potted plant. It's a classic.
I mean, it's always a good choice. Maybe a very confused whale.
Or just becoming really blue.
That's what he said. A really confused whale.
Exactly. So how overkill was that guard?
Your arrow alone killed it.
Okay.
The dude only had 27 health.
No shit.
Yep, you hit him for exact, and I'm like, well, this all happened simultaneously. Everyone else, do your thing.
All right.
Glad I didn't waste a spell slot.
How long is
But-
Dairy Queen open?
Yeah, I wasted a spell slot.
I wasn't sure, but I thought I could just straight up kill him. I didn't expect to do his little health and damage though.
Good thing you crit.
Yeah, the crit. I mean, I made sure that I had a crit in favor because of being able to roll 3d20.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah, rolling more dice always
I-
helps.
I've also rolled 3 single-digit numbers in the past when trying to do stuff like that, so you know, it's always up in
My
the air.
Miser's
So-
familiar with my rolling.
Yeah, you're still rolling crazy even with the online generator.
Yup.
combat experience per player would be 100 XP to each of you.
Oh god, how do I do that? Manage experience. Okay.
Be careful, otherwise you'll just
And-
delete all of your experience.
Add 100. Apply changes.
Make sure you don't set 100.
Nope, not touching that box.
Someone did that on accident.
Ipsy.
The way he had phrased it, I assumed there was more.
Yes. You kind
Yes.
of just trailed off.
Yeah, is there more or?
And for other notes of the romp through the city and castle and the bullshit that went down tonight, I will give you guys an extra 521.
I thought you were gonna say 7.
I
5,
was
2.
also thinking 7.
It's a lucky number.
I mean, I wrote out 500, and then he said 20, so we're out 520, and then he said 1. I had to delete the 0 again.
Getting closer to level 6.
The what?
I'm sorry?
Well,
Excuse you?
obvious.
I mean, you're technically correct.
That's exactly. I am technically correct, which is the best kind of correct.
I just wanted to make sure we didn't get dropped with someone who's a full level above us.
He's actually got a little less experience than you guys.
Mm. Did he start out at a flat 4?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Makes sense. Depending on how long this campaign goes, that number will become insignificant.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're like 500 behind. Uh-huh. And
Not to mention, if anyone's dead at the end of combat, they obviously don't get experience.
If anyone's dead ever, I'm sure they don't get experience.
I'm looking forward to level 6 because then I get to choose 2 more expertises.
I'm looking forward to level 5, and then I can attack twice.
I'm looking forward to level 5 for Fireball.
Reaper.
We're also looking
uh,
forward to level 5 for Uncanny Dodge.
That is
Oh,
pretty
no.
dope.
Well, there's
Assuming
that
you never
damage
wanna-
mitigation for the whole game.
What?
Assuming you never want to like take a hit at someone who runs away from you or want to dodge multiple hits.
That is kind of how this character is built, but also, yes, anybody that likes AoE spells, Uncanny Dodge and Evasion, I'm pretty sure both happen at level 5.
That
Ding.
is interestingly timed.
Yeah, it's like they knew.
I swear I didn't tell him specifically that one of you had a inclination towards fire.
Oh, no, sorry. Evasion is at 7, but Uncanny Dodge is at 5.
And if Socks comes back, there's 2 that'll have an inclination towards fire.
I mean, one of them is literally a wildfire druid, and all of their spells have been focusing on that.
Yeah.
Quest complete. You're now level 74 culinarian.
Nice.
Alright.